welcome back to MTR Network. It's Kriss and Phenom here, and today we are here to, in my opinion, review what, again, in my opinion, is probably going to be the best Justice League film that comes out this year. The Fate of the Furious. I'm making that prediction now. I'm making that bold prediction now.
No, I do not agree with that shit.
Yes, I think that Justice League in November is going to have a hard time topping this, and WB should probably stop while they're ahead.
Because serious film, like that's why they should not give us Aquaman. That's why. You know
Oh
how
no,
many women
Aquaman's gonna come out next year. That's fine. That's a solo
I'm
film.
talking about in this film. You know how many women are going to see this because of Aquaman, bro? You know how many angry black women are gonna come after you?
I mean, no,
It's
I
going.
mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, people. Look, do I think Justice League is gonna make a lot of money? Yes. Do I think it'll be better or more enjoyable than the Fate of the Furious? If we're going off of BVS, I'm gonna say no.
I'm not. But why would we go off of BBS? Just BBS.
Because Zack Snyder is also doing this film.
I mean, if I'm supposed to go off the previous Thor films, Thor is gonna be boring.
It's not the same director though,
But
and it
it's
doesn't look the same. But the Justice League film looks like it's an extension of what BVS was.
that's a whole lot of action.
Okay, all right. I'm like I said, I'm making that prediction now. I'm putting my foot down. I think Fate of the Furious will be a better film than Justice League
Not
this.
to mention, let's not even act like the bar is not set differently for these two films. Like, come on, bro.
I mean,
Come on. No. No. The bar for fucking DC films is set. If Marvel did films like Fast did films, y'all niggas would not be okay with it. You would not. Y'all
Um.
be like,
Well, no.
that makes no.
Let's go ahead and do this now. I didn't even get this. It's a Fast 8 film. You guys know what the fuck it is. No, I'm
It's
gonna
a
tell you. I don't agree with that at all. You want to know why? Because
how.
as ridiculous as this film is, as like literally my written review for this film basically goes, it breaks every law of physics possible, and it is completely over the top. It is completely
And
ridiculous.
rules.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. That is what fans come to this movie to see. It does what it is supposed to do, and it
Mm-hmm.
gives the audience what they want to see. You cannot say
As
the
far
same for the
as
DC
films
films.
are concerned, like Resident Evil films do the same thing, bruh. For Resident
Um,
Evil fans, they give those fans
no,
what they want.
that
Watch
is
those
that is
films.
totally incorrect. If
No, it's
anything,
no, it's not.
I
No,
was
it's
actually
not.
gonna make this comparison. The
Nope.
Resident, you know what the Resident Evil films remind me of? What Michael Bay is doing with Transformers films.
And the
There,
people who go see Transformer films every fucking time, those films give those people what they want, which is why they go every fucking
mm,
time. They go every time.
mm,
It's the same thing as like the fucking the Twilight films.
I,
They're fucking awful. But they give people what they want. The 50 Shades films, they give people what the fuck they want every time.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't. Honestly, I think people that keep going back and because there's a lot of people that will go to these Transformers. There's a lot of people that are going to go to the Transformers 5
Mm-hmm.
who hated the last two Transformers films, and I'm asking them niggas why, and they don't know why. They just keep going because it's
Because
like
they lying, Chris, because
they're
they lying.
right. But
Because
no, I think they're
lying.
hoping that it's going to be better. They're going to hope. When I've gone to the
But
last
they
three,
something about that shit, man. They lying to you. Like them people, we got
all
to stop
right,
believing these
all
people that
right.
claim they don't like films that they keep going to see. They like them, man.
It's not
They
this.
they do.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Like, and it's not the same. Like when people are unashamed of their like of the Fast and the Furious films because I think these films are unapologetic about what they do. They go out and do it,
Mm-hmm.
and they give you exactly what they want. Like I don't think that's a lower bar. They know exact. They
No,
go
it is.
ridiculous because they
It's
know.
definitely lower
No, I
bar.
don't
It
think so. I
is
don't
when you
agree with
have a
that. I
like
don't
if
agree with that at all.
dude, I've seen y'all bicker about like consistency in Marvel films. Okay, consistency in storyline in general. If Marvel films did writing wise what Fast films did, niggas would not be happy with Marvel for that
First of
shit.
all,
They'll be like
first of all, the
all
difference
over.
is first of all, remember the Fast series is its own original series, so this is not something that's based off a source material thing. So in that case, and even then, I would say consistency wise, this film was way more consistent than BVS was. Come on, man, don't do that. Don't
What
do
they
that.
literally take place like the same fucking day. I don't. I'm not sure how much consistency BVS really needed to have. It went from, yo, some nigga in fucking Metropolis is tearing up shit. That's too close to Gotham. I don't like him. Fuck him because I'm Batman and I'm racist.
That's not. That is not. That is not how. That okay. All right.
I mean, it's like y'all literally put way too much thought into that shit and then go.
No,
and
we
watch
didn't
this
though.
shit.
That's the thing.
I'm not putting thought into this.
That film is not deep at all. BVS is not deep at all. It's just terrible. It's very long and terrible.
Film is, if you listen, this film isn't deep either.
It's not trying to be though. That's the difference. BVS tries to be deep. It really tries. Fear the Furious does not try to do that.
Come on, man.
It's trying.
It last year, bruh. It's over.
I know.
Like it's over. Let's go into this year.
Okay.
And hope they do better. Because I'm not a person that saw Thor 1 and 2 and went, fuck it, never do a Thor film again. When I saw the trailer for Ragnarok, I was like, I see what y'all doing. This could be better. But I'm not gonna walk in the theater going, man, this shit gonna be just as boring as the other two. It's a new, like, if motherfuckers want to try some new shit, try it. But to say that Fast 8 is going to be the Justice League we want, well, no, we got Fast 8. Justice League should be a different film. They shouldn't be the same. And in my opinion, the bar is so fucking different. Because this film, if it, like, the reason Ashley cannot watch these films is because she cannot suspend her disbelief and keep up with what they're trying to pad on top of the bullshit in this film. As far as like it's a very simple story. It is a very, very simple story that the writers went, okay, now let's turn this shit into a double quarter pounder with cheese and stack a whole bunch of shit on top of it. That makes absolutely no sense. And at the same time can make it seem complex. And it's not complex.
I don't think that's what they're not trying to. They're not trying to be complex at all. They know it's very simple.
Come on, man. The hacking shit in this film is not trying to be complex.
What do you mean the hacking stuff? Like, So you have Charlize Theron's character is playing Cypher. That's nothing. I mean, she's a hacker. There's nothing complex about it. That's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Kriss, it's like 20 different hacking tools that they use in this film. Like it's like Mr. Robot Extreme.
Nobody cares. But I mean, they're not really hacking. I mean, they're literally doing the thing where they're doing that thing that what was that? When did that movie come out? Hackers from like 1994 or something like that. They're doing that shit where they show you a bunch of graphics on the screen and they do hacking because that's the kind of movie this is. They're not trying to show you anything.
Coding, but Kriss, they actually have like in this film there is a legit battleship type hacking scene. They're having hack wars at one moment in this film. I mean, that's not how hacking works at all.
I know, but that's how every Hollywood film has ever done hacking. Like every Hollywood film.
No, I've never seen it to this degree.
Are you serious?
Never.
Oh man.
No, I've never seen hacker wars. Like I've never seen she's hacking me out. I'm hacking myself back in. I'm hacking. I'm hacked out again.
They did the same thing in what was it? The Die Hard film that they did that had him in Baltimore. No, not Die Hard 5. Die Hard 4. They did the same fucking thing.
When they was out
they did the same hacking thing then, man. The whole point of that film was a hack.
Maybe because and you had to go really far back to find one.
No, they do this shit all the time.
I do not remember
Black Hat. The movie Black Hat that had fucking Chris Hemsworth in it. It wasn't a good film, but
Black Hat. You said Black Hat is terrible. Don't see that shit.
Right. No, it's a terrible film. Don't go see it. But they do that kind of shit. This is the hacking thing they do. They do it every week on fucking Arrow. Every week they do this kind of hacking. This is not complex.
This is not going to help me watch any of these movies and shows. Now that you're telling me that they've had something that I have never seen, and I've watched a lot of hacking films. I've never seen this
really?
shit. I literally watched Mr. Robot. I watched Mr. Robot.
See, in Mr. Robot, they're trying to be a little bit more legit. Because it's Mr. Robot, but every other fucking film in the world, they never do any kind of serious thing like this.
Film, even in Swordfish, they didn't do this.
Yes, like, they did. Nigga, come on. Nigga.
Come on. They didn't do this.
Nigga.
I've never seen this before. I've never seen them do it like a split screen cut back and forth of two hackers trying to out-hack each other.
Nigga, really? Nigga, you on some bullshit right now, dog.
I mean, nigga, you can tell me I'm on some bullshit, but I've never seen it to this.
Listen, I want everybody listening to this review right now, because it's gonna be a funny review. I want everybody listening to the review now to email me in if you who you agree with. If you've never seen hack, go see this film. If you've never seen hacking like this before, let us know, because I'm calling bullshit.
I want to know if y'all have seen hacking hacking of super unhackable shit.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like when she hacks in the driving cars,
the fucking car hacking.
oh no,
dude,
no, that's ridiculous. Oh, it's over the top.
Dude.
Listen, first of all, there's not that. At one point, Charlize Theron's character, and we're not going to spoil anything, but her character, and I think you've seen it in the trailer. She hacks into these cars and turns on their auto drive. Now, first of all, there's not that many auto drive cars in New York to begin with. Second of all, like, you can't even do that.
98 Camrys, Kriss.
That's
had
oh no, no, that wasn't even the worst one. The worst one was the cab. She hacked a cab, and I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way a cab. So I was like, no, it's ridiculous.
And I was like, come on, bro. My parents had one of those.
No, you're absolutely right. It's ridiculous, but that's the rules of this universe, that everything is ridiculous. Like, this is exactly the kind of stuff you expect. They don't expect you to actually go, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Because literally, like I said, before you even get there, like the beginning of this film, Dom drives a car backwards while it's on fire. Okay, like they set the rules of the movie for Fast and Furious every time they start the movie with, oh no, we're throwing away every fucking rule of physics and going forward with it.
They break rules of anatomy. Like I hope that there's no surgence of just fucking surge of deaths from dumbasses
trying to do with the rock
diving out of cars at random moments on the highway. Because I don't know how many times Dom jumps out of a fucking moving vehicle that is going like 100 miles an hour and has absolutely no momentum built up behind him, and he just stands right the fuck up. But yeah,
but that's the universe, yo.
Superhero moments in this movie that are just
my favorite one is The Rock. Like Dwayne Johnson, this entire film. Dwayne Johnson's entire film is reminding you that he's cast as Black Adam in a DC film. Because he turns into, like, this is why I'm calling it the Justice League film. Every one of these niggas is a superhero. Like, literally at one point, Dwayne Johnson gets angry and he literally punches a dent into the side of one of those shipping containers, and he doesn't get hurt.
This is the same man that jumped out of a window in Fast 7 and broke his shoulder blade. I mean, it's like I get why you're making the comparison. It's a team of superheroes versus a team of superheroes. I completely get it. I just don't agree that the level of the bar is the same. I don't think it's the same at all. Like,
well, when I say level of the bar, I mean I think people are going to walk out. I'm thinking
acknowledgement of anything that could be considered consistent throughout this series. Like, that's the fun of the movie. Just as watching people who go and watch Batman films and Marvel films too, to some extent, I feel like sometimes they just don't have fun. They watch them the way I watch X-Men films at this point, where I'm just like, I'm not having fun.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, and I'm one of the people that, listen, we talked about BVS. I didn't hate it as much as other people did, but that film is not fun. It's not fun to watch. Like, if BVS is coming on right now, I wouldn't go, let me watch BVS, because it's not a fun movie to watch. It just isn't.
I can agree it's not fun, but my thing with BVS is I don't watch those films for them to be fun. I don't even read DC comics. Like, I wasn't reading Injustice because it was fun. I was reading Injustice because it was fucked up.
But that's the thing. DC comics normally are not. They are fun. Like, I'm reading The Flash. It's a fun comic. It is fun. It has serious stuff.
I'm sure y'all watch the shows. Arrow and Flash was a fun show. Like, I get that, but the things that made me like Man of Steel and shit are not because it's fun. Like, I get that from Marvel. Marvel's really fun, and I don't want that from DC. Yes, I want there to be fun moments to an extent, but I'm like, definitely not like a fast film. Because in a fast film, I got to be honest, I was so overwhelmed after watching this movie yesterday because of so much shit happening in 2 hours and 16 minutes that Ashley and I both came home and passed out. Like, I sat down on the couch and I was just like my senses are in overload right now because it was just so much shit going on for absolutely no reason. And some of it is just pure eye chaos. Like, it is just visual chaos that I would fault them for not being done the best in some scenes. Mm-hmm. But do I really expect them to shoot some of these scenes logically fine-tuned? It's not possible because they never could happen. No, the whole submarine shit to an extent kind of looks bad. And there's a reason it looks bad. It's because it's fucking cars versus a submarine. I don't think there are too many ways. I honestly don't think they could have made those scenes look better.
I mean, but that's
It's a big idea that it had its limitations in the fact that
it's cars versus submarines.
cars versus a submarine. Like, yeah, like, you know, after at one point I was just like, this just doesn't. Some of this shit just doesn't look good. And it's not because they didn't put in effort. They definitely put in effort to make it look good.
Well, I will say this one thing, and this is just an overall thing about the theater we go to. I would actually like to see this in IMAX because I think that the scenes probably look a lot better. I think that screen's a horrible screen that we go to.
I'll give you
that is always a because we've seen several movies in that theater where I've gone, yeah, you're right, and then I go back and watch them like, wait, no, this is way better. What the fuck happened? That screen, I think it's what's it, Theater 12 in Arundel? Yeah, Theater 12. That screen is just terrible. It is a dirty screen, and it is really really bad. Yeah.
Why would we eat? Those chairs are uncomfortable as fuck too.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable chairs. It's not like this theater has magically comfortable chairs, but these extreme D chairs specifically were not comfortable.
But like I said, I think that this film, at the end of the day, and I get what you're saying about the DC film, and I do think a lot of people will disagree with that. I think a lot of people who have their problems with the DC films is, I'm not going to a superhero film to feel like I went to work. I want to feel like, you're right. This film, in fact, in Fate of the Furious, is very overwhelming. But at the same time, it's fun. This is one of the things I noticed with this film compared to like Furious 7. Furious 7 felt, because of what happened with Paul Walker, it really did feel like a drag at some point. It didn't feel like the cast was having fun. Obviously, when you lose someone as close as Paul Walker, you're still in the middle of shooting, you're not gonna be like, oh well, I gotta go back to work, right? I just lost a coworker who I shoot these scenes with. It feels like with this film that they didn't forget Paul Walker, but they're like to the point of celebrating him because this is just as much his series as it is Vin Diesel's, and it feels like they're back to having fun. It feels like they enjoy themselves. Yes, it is over the top, ridiculous. Like that scene with the cars and that you see a little bit in the trailers, it's even more ridiculous when you see it on screen.
Very ridiculous.
It is over the top. And you're right. When it started happening, it was like, it doesn't work that way. But then I didn't care. Because I was like, but you know what? Fuck it. In this world, it does.
I really walk into these scenes when I see them doing shit, and I'm like, none of this works this way.
Yeah.
Like God's Eye in 7. I'm like, it can't work this way.
It doesn't work that way.
Then I understand that. At the same time, though, while watching this film, it really made me question why Fast 7 ever happened.
No, you're right. That is one thing, yes.
Like, outside of just having a Fast film last year, Fast 6, it could have been Fast 6 straight to Fast 8. We didn't need Fast 7 at all, not for continuity. And the more I think about that film and the more I've watched scenes from it, I really am not a huge fan of Fast 7 as much as I was.
We all were. I mean, me and you reviewed this, we even said it's like Fast 6 is a way better film than Furious 7. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And one of them was like, and they tone it down this film, but I mean, one of the biggest negatives about, this series.
Two most not the people in the movie.
Right. Well, and it's like, look, I've seen Vin Diesel have roles that he can act and he's fine. I've seen Michelle Rodriguez in roles that she's been fine in. But they are terrible together as Dom and Letty. And it's because they tried to do these... They got what I call Dom and Letty face. And they be trying to have these emotional moments, but not say anything, but give each other these Dom and Letty face. And it was really prevalent in Furious 7. And it was terrible. This film, they do it more. I mean, they don't do it more, but it's in here and it's really, really bad. But there's enough of everybody else that it doesn't bother me as much as it did in Furious 7.
I don't agree with Domilet face anyway, but it just, Michelle Rodriguez in general for me. One, her nose job was so pronounced in this film. Okay, like they every angle they possibly could have shot that would have been the wrong angle from her for her nose, they did it in this film and they did it up close. And I know somebody's gonna be like, "That's body shaming." Yeah, look, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I'm sorry. And it's on a big ass screen. The other thing is she can't act. God, she can't act. She just can't fucking act. There's scenes where she just yells normal sentences, and I'm like, why did that come out like that? And then there, like, she doesn't know her. She is such. I think she is just such a hard ass in real life that when they try to have her play this like cool character or this funny character on screen, or any moment in the movie where she has to smile and it just looks awkward. It doesn't look like a real smile.
Right. Yeah. It's this
The
forced
whole
smile
opening to
where
the
she's just
film just comes
gritting.
off.
Yeah.
The whole car race in the beginning where she's just kind of there and she's like, "Ooh, you shouldn't have said that." And I was like, that is something she has never ever said that way.
She has no
in her
range of
fucking
emotion.
life.
There's no range of emotion with her.
And I feel like I wanted to hand her a leather jacket. I was like, I know you want this. You need this.
With Vin Diesel, I've seen him give more range of emotion, but I think it goes back to what you were saying. The Dom and Letty characters are written to be these hard and tough characters, and so when they try, so it's like they're told, "Hey, even though it's an emotional scene, I want you to suppress it even more than you're already trying to suppress it." And so it gets really weird. Like, I know you saw the what I'm calling the Dom glory tier in the one scene. Nick, listen, there's a scene in here where you literally get a single tear going down Vin Diesel's face, and it is supposed to be a serious moment, but it is fucking hilarious.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you now. This is a spoiler. Those tears that you're talking about, they sat on his fucking face as two bubble drops. The whole scene.
Yeah, they did.
The whole scene. They did not move until Vin Diesel told them to. I was like, how long are those two little eye drop tears that they placed on his face before this scene go sit there? I have cried. I have cried over relationships. I have cried over food. I have cried over toys. I have cried over work. I have cried at work. I have never had two teardrops just sit under my bottom eyelid and wait for me to count down 3, 2, 1. Cry, nigga. Like, that has never happened. And in this film, I wanted to count in time how long they was gonna sit there.
Yeah.
That just. But everybody else, like, I never thought I would say that Tyrese is one of the main reasons that you give this film so many passes. He really is. Like, he steals scenes when shit is getting way too complicated for a fast film.
Mm-hmm. He's the audience.
They start trying to do all of the double agent and the conniving and the two-timing and the security hacking and explaining what kind of plan they're going to develop to get Dom back or to get Letty back or to get whoever back. And you're like, whoa, this is getting too complicated. Tyrese steps in and says something fucking stupid.
He basically goes, "This is getting too complicated, guys." Right. He's the audience.
Like, it's the Tyrese wrap it up box.
Mm-hmm.
When he starts not being able to keep up with the script on set, I feel like he just starts talking, and they just keep it.
Well, I was talking to People Critic, and he was like, "Yo, man, he's like, when Tyrese is actually a good actor." I was like, it's not really he's a good actor. It's that he's an asshole and jerk in real life, and we all like asshole jerk in fiction Tyrese more than we like reality Tyrese. Like, he's literally playing himself. Like, the Tyrese you see, Roman is Tyrese. There is no acting there. That is just Tyrese being Tyrese. And you know what? I like Roman. Roman is cool. He's a jerk. He's an asshole. But you know what? Roman grows on you. But Tyrese, in real life, you're like, motherfucker, you need to shut the fuck up.
Well, I think the difference here is like people look at Will Ferrell and they go, I don't think Will Ferrell is funny, right? Or whatever.
Well, there are just
I think Will Ferrell is hilarious.
He is hilarious.
Will Ferrell is like a comedian. As far as I'm concerned, he's a comedic genius at what he does as far as improv. The stuff that he says out of his mouth is so fucking ridiculous that you have to be smart to come up with it. You can't just be stupid and make this shit up, okay? Tyrese is the complete opposite spectrum of that. He's not a comedic genius. He's not intelligent. But he's so fucking stupid that he can say shit that's fucking stupid on screen, and because it's Tyrese's face saying it, you laugh at it. Because like you said, you equate it to him in real life. You equate the stupidity and like the nobody takes him seriously and the nigga, what the fuck are you talking about, that comes from this film that is on every character's face when he starts talking, and you equate it directly to Tyrese Gibson. It's like Roman isn't really there. They call him Roman in the film.
No, but we're like, that's Tyrese.
But you know it's Tyrese. So you just laugh. And things like, this nigga wrote a book. This nigga got married after saying men shouldn't get married. Like shit like that. Like this nigga be giving women advice. There is literally a part in this film where he talks about his dick. And I was like, that wasn't in the script. That was not in the script. That was a Tyrese Gibson line. That was not in the fucking script.
Yeah.
He just said that shit on set. And they went, God damn, you stupid boy. We are keeping this magic. You got some stupid magic in you, boy. And they kept it. And I mean, you got it. His character gets better and better every film. Because when shit gets bad, you can always count on Roman to say something really fucking stupid.
Well, every film he becomes less and less Roman and more just Tyrese on film. Because think about it, I got to go back and watch it. I really don't want to, but I'm saying, was he completely 100% this way in Too Fast, Too Furious, the second film? And I don't think he was.
No, he was. I've seen Too Fast, Too Furious recently. Yeah. Like I forced myself to watch it again.
He's way more serious. He's annoying.
He's not annoying.
Yeah, and
he's an annoying nigga in that film, and in this film, he is magically stupid.
Well, anything about it, because isn't Ludacris in that film too?
But Ludacris never plays the same character in any of these.
And I was about to say that too. So both Tyrese and Ludacris are moving further and further away. Like I think Ludacris is trying to become more and more. It's weird. They're going the opposite direction. Like Ludacris's character is becoming more and more a different character, and Tyrese's character going from being a character to being more and more Tyrese. And it's actually hilarious. Like they're literally going the opposite direction of each other. Like once
doesn't change at all over time. He shows up every film the same stupid ass Roman.
Right.
And Ludacris comes back every film with some new certificate and some new groundbreaking IT technology.
Right.
When my nigga was looking at cars in this film that he had never seen before, that nobody on earth had never seen before.
Right.
And giving you the full specs of the vehicle. I was like, come on, Luda. Come on, Christopher.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because now they have Natalie Emanuel. She's Ramsey. She's the hacker. They're trying to find a place for him to be at now because, like, well, he was the hacker on the team, so I mean, he still kind of is. But you said what now?
Listen, none of them are smashing that. By the way, typically in a film like this, one of them would be.
But I like that. I like that though.
Like brothers, yeah, I do like it because she realizes that they both some fucking knuckleheads, despite Luda being really IT smart and much cooler and more suave.
I like how they handle that.
Right through his bullshit.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you know how to hack and you're really smart and you're cool and you talk with a deep voice. But nigga, you still a nigga. And she's in the same with Tyrese, it's just like, you never not a nigga. So how would I ever think you were a nigga?
Right. No, the way they handle that is really well. I mean, we talked about the acting here. I think that one thing that this film got this time around that they haven't really had before is, you know, when you get somebody like Charlize Theron in there, you get some money. Like we were talking about the problems that Vin Diesel has with Michelle Rodriguez in those scenes. And again, Charlize Theron like completely overshadows Vin Diesel in the scenes with him. But the way that Vin Diesel is playing Dom, it plays so well with what Charlize Theron does with his character Cypher, because she reads the fuck out of him every chance she gets, and she's just evil. Like there are things she says to him and the way she reads Dom, and you're like, well, nigga, she might have a point. She's got you. You know,
He frustrated with her, Kriss, because he can't outsmart her.
right.
She keeps telling him, she's challenging him to go back to being the old Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I can't do it because you're more old Dom than me. Like,
Right.
that's really the whole film. The whole film is you're more old Dom than me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she just out Doms him.
Yeah.
The whole film. And the other thing I noticed, and I don't know if this has been Diesel's, I don't know if he got tired of being hard ass face, bald head man that looked like he could have been a little person. Vin Diesel smiles a lot in Triple X 3, which really annoyed me because it was this very cocky smile. And he brings that into Fast. And the opening of the film is that fucking cocky ass smile. That is just like, I can't believe we could do this shit and get paid billions of dollars for it. And it's something he developed recently. Like, he's just so rich now, he can't help but he tries to be charming, right? He tries to have charisma and be charming. And Dominic Toretto has never been charismatic or charming, ever, into these films. The whole conversation between him and Letty is just, in the beginning, about their relationship, is like, y'all would never talk. You two people would never talk about this in real life, let alone six Fast films ago.
Mm-hmm.
Which y'all have been having this conversation.
Yeah.
And I think I get why they did it, because it plays right into the story. Like, this is from a base point. Once you take out Charlize Theron, crazy Cypher, hacking ass chick, that it just knows every fucking thing and outsmarts everybody. The actual base reasoning for why all of this is happening, as far as like Dom's character, makes sense. I actually thought it was like a well done. The stakes are high on this one. Like, I kept trying to figure out what would you get on him for this to happen?
No, so when and we're not gonna spoil what it is, and I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not gonna see it coming, because when they did it at first, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Then I started thinking about it, I was like, actually, no, it makes perfect sense, because this is something, again, it goes back to what you were saying. Furious 7 doesn't need to exist.
It doesn't need to happen.
Because if you take Furious 7 out, Fate of the Furious makes so much more sense when you go from Fast 6 to this. Even with Jason Statham character Deckard, because even what they do with him is like, it kind of breaks when you think about Furious 7. But I just feel like Furious 7 is one of those films that I really don't think anybody's heart was in it once Paul Walker died. And I feel like they changed some things, and it's weird. But when you take that out and just look at what they were doing here, you're right. It makes perfect fucking sense.
They consistently leave Jason Statham as a wild card in these movies.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked. He was a wild card in Fast 7. They tried to make it, in Furious 7, they tried to make it seem like he was going to be like the villain next to another villain. But really, he was just a troll the whole movie. He was a wild card.
Right.
He was petty as fuck. In this film, he and Hobbs, Dwayne Johnson, carry on this petty arrangement,
which is hilarious
through the whole film, and it is hilarious. Like, it's funny because I don't know. I think what happened. I think what happened was Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson really don't fucking like each other, because they definitely don't hang out in this film.
Shit, now that I think about it,
they do not hang out in this film at all.
Oh my god!
And when they brought in Jason Statham and The Rock, clearly are like buddy fucking buddy, because they get on screen together and start going back and forth with each other, and it is like you'd be like, man, they sound like old friends.
Yo, I thought wasn't there last year some story about Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson not getting along together, and we thought it was just them promoting the movie. But then when you see this movie, you're absolutely right.
Oh, they really don't get along. Like the whole, the whole how Dom goes rogue is like some personal shit. They like been on that shit. I'm telling you, Vin Diesel and Rock really are not friends.
Which is weird, because in
this movie,
because in Fast 6 they were doing the team ups and stuff like that. They did the shit.
But there's no moment in this film.
You're right.
Where they really like connect. If you think about it.
No.
And there are a lot of scenes in this film where everybody is together. Except these two confused except for these two I can't even think of what the word is right now because they're not black, but they're not white. Nigga. They do not get along, man. And that's why Jason Statham fit right in. Because Jason Statham also, I was telling you, we were leaving the theater, he kind of seems to want to have more of a comedic edge, like a funny, charming edge in films now too, despite him being able to kick your ass. And that's been happening since he did that spy movie with Melissa McCarthy. And he kind of brings that character into this film, which I thought worked perfect between him and The Rock. But yeah, Vin Diesel and The Rock don't like each other.
Yeah, no, when you point it out now, I'm like, you're absolutely right. They actually, after that first scene, they really do not spend time in scenes together. They even at one point put Dwayne Johnson and Tyrese together, which is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Tyrese is kind of like the dude that shows up on stage. And they're like, everybody look, Tyrese is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
I thought Scott Eastwood did good too. I won't say what his name is.
Yeah, that's
give him the film because it's not even listed under his IMDb.
Right.
They don't even have the character's name under the IMDb.
Right.
Because it's one of the better jokes in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what they did with his character. Like they because Tyrese really wanted him to be the new Tyrese of the group, and it just didn't work out. Didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Did they change the girl? They changed the little girl who was playing Rock's Dwayne Johnson's daughter, didn't they?
I think so because she looked
like Moana.
Well, it's not. That's not the same girl.
No, it doesn't. I mean, she's not the same girl. I know that, but she looks like. I'm looking at her and I'm looking at the. I'm like, wait, this literally looks like The Rock's doing Moana again, and she did not look like Kim and like that in the last movie. I'm trying to. I don't see her listed here. Because she actually has a little bit bigger of a role than they had. Because you barely saw her in Furious 7. And they introduced her real quick. But we do get a little bit more of her in this film. And
there's just so much casting in these films, though. They have to be long. Just for the fact of showing you everybody's story. And only the important characters. Statham gets a story. Dom gets a story.
No, she's the same girl. Same girl. Sorry, same girl. Same girl.
Yeah, Rock gets a story. And that's pretty much it. The rest of these characters are just here. Like Tyrese and Luda will never get a story. Even the old girl from Game of Thrones, has some type of a story. But Roman Pierce and Luda or whatever, Tig, they just will never have a fucking story.
What do they really need one though?
No, they don't. But it would be interesting to at least see what Tej does on his off time when he's learning jujitsu and new hacking skills. Tyrese would just be getting in trouble driving fast cars around the city trying to pick up women that don't want to get in the car with him.
It's still amazing that this film went from being a film about street racing to what it is today. Like the way this franchise has become, like, this is one of those franchises that, again, compared to if you bring it up like Transformers and Resident Evil, where they seem to go further and further away from any resemblance of what that franchise is. And honestly, I think the films get worse as they go away from that.
Resident Evil movie is so bad.
I'm so glad they're done with those now. I'm so glad.
I don't think they're done actually, but it's so bad.
I
know they said they were done, but I watched the movie. I don't believe it.
Oh, son of a bitch. And why would you do that to yourself? Anyway, but with the Fast series, they literally changed the dynamic of it to this point, and this is why I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Look, there's if it's done right, we'll go to space. Yes, go to space. Fuck it. They're like,
why wouldn't you?
Let's bring Han back. I'm like, did we see a body? Bring Han back. Like, I actually think at this point, I think they can bring Han back, and I actually believe it. They've already brought they brought back Letty
around the outskirts of a volcano on the inside, like right around the wall of a volcano and come out the top. I don't see why we can't do this.
Let's do it. Like, I'm down for it. Like, I don't know. I have a soft spot for this series. I mean, honestly, because, and when you think about it from a larger point of view, this is a series that I want to say 7 out of the 8 films were all directed by people of color. So it's like, I want to say it's 3.
Well, 3 through 6 were Justin Lin. 7 was the
One.
other kid.
You had F. Gary Gray for this one. And
Mm-hmm.
then I want to say John Singleton
He's a,
did two.
no, John Singleton,
Did Too Fast, Too Furious.
but he did Too Fast. Who did the first one?
I don't know who did the first one. So that's the only one that I think was not done by a person of color.
Like that wasn't F. Gary?
Yeah, no. Not the first one, I don't think.
Who's the first one?
Let's see. I got it right here. I'm looking it up now. That was
Rob,
2000,
Rob,
2001, yo. 2001.
Huh. Yeah.
So
Rob did the first one.
yeah, but like so you have people of color behind the camera. When you look at the team and how they, because remember when this started off, it was Paul Walker was the lead, and yeah, you had whatever Vin Diesel is, and I'm still not concerned. Still not sure what actual nationality and ethnicity Vin Diesel is. He's Vin Diesel. I think he's his own whatever. But still, it's Paul Walker. But since then, and they become more of an ensemble cast. I mean, you have just about every race under the sun in this film, and they get significant time on the screen. I mean, it's just a fun series. They make a lot of money, and I like I said, I have and you know what? They're good. They're good at I think that you go into this film expecting one thing, and they live up to it. Like I think my biggest problem with the last movie was it felt like they were trying too hard to overact. And when you think about again the circumstances around that, it made sense. I can definitely see how and this cast feels like a family, just like I feel like the Justice League cast, they interact with each other, they like each other, they interact like a family. The Avengers cast, they like each other, they interact like a family. This cast is the same thing. So when one of those members dies,
I mean, essentially, it is a superhero film.
Right, it is a superhero film. Yeah,
it is a superhero film at this point, and it's like God damn, there's a lot of money on these films. These films have made $3.9 billion.
Yeah, almost $4 billion. Yeah, and that doesn't include this one. That doesn't include this one. So they're almost a $4 billion franchise.
You mean the profit? Yeah. I think the budget actually does include this one because I'm on the wiki page and it has all 8 films everywhere. But that's just like the screenplay for these films has been done by the same person since the third film, Chris Morgan. So that motherfucker is paid. Oh my God. And he doesn't even have to make sense. That's the best screenwriting job ever. Mm-hmm. Does not have to make sense.
But he
just has to bullshit.
But I will say this: I think they, yes and no. I think that because I think if you look back at Furious 7, one of our problems was it's like, wait, no, this really doesn't like some of the things they're doing here really don't make sense. Like beyond just like the hacking things and the ridiculousness, just story wise, some of the things didn't make sense. Here, the same thing happens, but there's also enough there to go, oh wait, no, that does make sense, and I can see how that happens.
As far as again, I think Dom's story. Mm-hmm. His reasoning, which to me is the most important. Right. That's the only thing that mattered to me. I don't care what Charlize Theron wants. She's in the film. She's an amazing actress. Oh, yeah. I'm just happy to see her on the screen. Absolutely. Yeah. Don't care what her story is, her motivation as a villain. I don't care. I want to know why Dom is evil now. Mm-hmm. That's all I cared about. That's what would have broken. That was the make or break for me in this film. Despite the action. Yep. That was going to be the make it or break it.
Absolutely.
Make me believe his intentions here. Like, I need to understand what would make him turn against family, which they say like 30 times in this movie. They're going for a family quota. It's like Tyler, the creator, on an album and how many times he says fuck. They say family. They say family so much that when Dom can't say it, other people say it.
Right.
Like Dom. And like that, his reasoning for becoming evil Dom is perfect. It is the most simple, basic shit that you won't see coming, and it's perfect. And I was like, "Cool,
yeah,
all right." I'm in now. Yeah. Let's see this evil shit that he gonna do.
Yeah, and like I said, like when you go like Charlize Theron's character, I think is again, I think it's a character they might be able to continue to go with.
They're like 2 more films, right?
Yeah, at least 2 more films. So
okay,
yeah, and like you're right. You never really fully get her motivation and what she's doing, but she's killing her scenes, so you kind of don't care. Like that's one thing that I was working today. I was thinking about. I was like, wait a minute, I don't really know what she was trying to do. Like they never really answered.
Last night when we left the theater, I was like, when we were walking out, Ashley was like, "So what was the point of all of this?" I said, "No,
right,
stop
right,
no, because see, trust me, for 2 hours I've been trying to sit and follow Sharice's logic. All right, Shalice's, I've been trying to follow her logic. It is no fucking logic.
She's one to fuck shit up, man. I think that's what the answer was. Like at one point you're like, so you're just a crocodile who's just trying to teach people to. I don't understand what the fuck. Like,
I wish they could make villains say that in films. Like I really wish they would stop trying to give them this deep arc in their whole understanding of the world and why they feel like they need to do things. Her whole shit is accountability in this movie. That's the magic word, accountability, which is a huge part of the security world. Accountability, right? So that's her thing. That's her buzzword right now. I'm surprised Amazon Cloud wasn't a sponsor of this film.
Like,
if they'd have just made her say, "Cause I don't give a fuck," and I would have been like, "Oh my God, she is the greatest villain of all time. She is the epitome of a fucking villain. She is Joker status right now."
Well, I was about to say that.
Give a fuck.
And that's what I was about to say. Since The Dark Knight, I don't understand why we just haven't gotten a villain that from obviously not from the Batman series, because they would just be redoing what we've gotten with that Joker. But Heath Ledger's Joker, the whole thing about that character was it's just like he was unpredictable, because it's like Alfred said, it's like some men just want to see the world burn. That's it. It's just like, oh, that's the motive. It's like, why are you doing this evil shit? Because I can.
I mean, perfectly, if they would have had me in the writing room, they would have been like, well, how would you have her deliver her motivations for all of this? I would have had her give Dom this well-delivered soliloquy about how she trusted one side, and that was her drive. And when she found out that they were evil, she joined forces with the other side and realized that the enemy of her enemy was also her fucking enemy. And that it's just it's a circle jerk of evil. So fuck it, I just want to see the world burn. Much better well written than that. Like, I want it to be like a deep, dark story that you get sucked into and you're like, damn, yo, she kind of right though. Black Lives Matter. Airplane, United Airplane passenger lives matter. This is crazy, bruh. We had this president, we had that president, and nothing got better. Fuck it, let the world burn. Like, I really wanted to be on her side. Mm-hmm. But when they tried to make her make sense, I was like, no, don't make her make sense.
Don't over-explain. Don't oversell it. Just go, because she's badass enough, and you see what she can do. You're just like, oh, you're just doing it because you can. Like, I would do that. Like, if I thought I was that untouchable and can do all this, like, at one point she's like literally breaking the unbreakable, and it's just like, oh, you're doing it because you can. All right.
If her tagline in this movie would have been, "You're fucking up my fun," I would have been like, oh my God, can I have that on a shirt?
So
don't fuck up my fun. Or if she'd have just quoted Kendrick, "Bitch, don't kill my vibe," to Dom in this film. Like, that would have been perfect, but they tried to make her reasonable. Why? Why are you trying to make this crazy white woman with twist dreads reasonable?
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm not gonna comment on the twist dreads. I'm a poor decision, but I will allow it.
On the Shaggy Dog twist dreads that she had in this movie. Okay, that was not her decision. That is the whole hippie hacker shit.
What would you give this film out of 10, man?
I might as well go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10, right? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 7.5, yo. I was like, yeah, I mean, it just does what you wanted to do, yo.
Give it what it is. It's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like, they go over the top of some things, but like, it's still not as over the top as them jumping one car from one building to another in a skyscraper, or Like,
That
so
Dubai shit was so stupid, and it wasn't even cool looking. Honestly, the
yeah.
Dubai shit didn't even look as cool as it did in the trailer
So
when she saw it on screen.
yeah, but they do some really nice shots. They have some action in here that's really good. Jason Statham goes all Jason Statham.
I
The
like they really embrace family too in this film. Like they
yeah,
went and got all the family. Like if you just sit during the intro and look at the casting of all the characters that are in the film that they will name, because they will not name all of them because that would spoil the film for you.
yeah,
But when they name and you start to notice names that you haven't seen in a few films, you're kind of looking forward to seeing when those characters are going to pop up. And it really does have the full family vibe, despite the characters that can't return
yeah.
for
And
obvious.
and because like this is one of those movies that I don't like. You tell me Fast Nine coming, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm there. So I watched the trailer, but I don't like pick up news. So a couple of the cameos caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting them. There's one in particular. I was like, wait, did they get? They did. And again, the acting ability of this person is so
Those are
far above.
like
Right.
notches. And she is actually listed on IMDb, which
Yeah, she,
sucks.
she's yeah.
Have
I wish they didn't
listed
list her.
actress, but you know,
But
I don't know, man. Like for me, the Fast films are a television show that you just watch every episode in theaters. That even down to the point of they used to have all this cool, loud like race car music, you know, rap, typically rap or reggaeton. They actually added background music that you would hear in a television show during certain scenes. Like when they're all having conversations and you'll hear
mhm.
like a boot doo boot doo, and I'm like, is that sitcom
It's a live studio audience.
115 background music?
It's a live
And it
studio audience. Yeah.
this it's in this we saw this in what was it? Was it Furious 7 or Fast 6? Where the whole like ensemble introduction felt like a television series introduction. And all they needed was a song with a guy going fast, so fast and furious. Like if they just had to do singing that shit, it would have been a perfect fucking theme song. Or if they'd had the people that did Family Matters theme, the step by step shit, but they introduced all the fast characters that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, if they do that for Fast 9, that's so great.
Oh man, like, and here's the thing, yo. I think you got to bring Han back for the last two. Cause you got, I mean, you got to bring the entire. I mean, you obviously can't bring Paul Walker back, but you got to bring back. And I think what they do, there actually is not really a way to bring Paul Walker back. Well, actually, there is because they might use his brother again. But yeah, I think there's a way. And I also like the fact that they throw in this real quick. They do address why they don't say he's dead, but they do address why they don't call Brian in this film. So I like that, throwing that out there. But
I didn't think it's. Oh man.
No, I think you did. I think you did need. I think you did need to say something. You said what?
It was only one thing that really upset me with this movie, but it's a spoiler. It's a spoiler.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, it was one thing that I wish they'd have changed.
Yeah, so like I think you got to bring Han back. They're talking about it. Let's bring him back. Let's do it, and go out there because why not, man? Why not? Like again, you already know if you're gonna see this film. You already fucking know. You know what it is, and like go see it. Like
fun films to talk about. Like they're definitely fun ass films.
And I feel like this is way more fun than the last one. I'll be honest. I think the last one got a higher rating than everything else because of Paul Walker's death and that cheesy last scene.
Not the better one. It's not. Like I still think Fast 6 is the best of them all.
No,
I
definitely.
think the rate Fast 6 was phenomenal. I like Lucas Graham as a villain. Oh, not Lucas Graham.
Luke Evans.
Luke Evans. I don't know why I said Lucas Graham. He is an actual villain to me in the singing world, but not in this movie. But yeah. I liked Luke Evans. I liked his motivation. I loved what they did with the race car and the action scenes. Like I thought, like Justin Lin left with a bang, and he was Fast 6, right?
Yeah.
Evans was Fast 6, right?
Yeah. Lin was fast. Lin was fast. So yeah, Fast 6 is the pinnacle for me. This film, the only film I didn't see in this trilogy. I mean, the trilogy in this one was I think 4. But I think I would put this one up there just because they embrace it. Like everything about this film is ridiculous over top, and everybody's having fun again, and I feel like they know what type of film they're making, and they're going
Mhm.
for it. And yeah, man, I think they did a pretty good job. I've seen other people try to do some ridiculous stuff like this, and it comes off cheesy or cheap or just like unearned. But this film, they actually have to do it, and I'm not gonna lie, there's some heartstring tugging moments in this film. So
Oh yeah, I mean for me this is second best.
yeah,
For me it's Fast 6, Fast 8, or Fate of the Furious, whatever you want to call it, and then it's like 5, and however you want to order the other ones.
yeah, I think it
I
goes
don't
down from
care.
that. I think it goes 5-4, and then
Just as long as Fast and Furious is like below shit
yeah, yeah.
in
I
the.
mean, honestly, the worst ones are because I think I've heard people come around on Tokyo Drift, which I really have barely
I
seen.
always like Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, so
I've always enjoyed watching Tokyo Drift. I watched it on TNT. Used to come all the time.
So, yeah, I think the first two are the weakest ones in the franchise. To be perfectly honest.
I
So,
think the first one did to set the tone, but I think that whole story they did in the first one just does not relate to anything in the rest of these films. The
yo, if
first two
they
films,
do, if they do, if they do Fast 10 and they bring it back to the first film somehow, some kind of way,
would they make them go back to Dom's home?
right?
But they already did.
Well, they already
His
blew it
house.
up. They blew it up, didn't they?
Right.
Uh,
Nobody will give them Asian
yeah,
ninja saku.
right. Well, actually, no. I think that was just 4. I think 4 basically kind of redid the first one a little bit. So I don't know, man. But like I said,
Why they
this
same
film,
name?
yeah, right.
It was it had the same name.
Right. It's
It
like
was
it's like a soft reboot, yo. So, yeah, there you guys have it. You guys know. You already know what it is. Go check this movie out. You can find the rest of the reviews on movietrailerreviews.net or mtrailerreviews or mtrnetwork.net. Search for us on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Again, we're not doing an Awesome Con panel this year, but we are hopefully doing a live podcast show. Hopefully, these venues will get back to me by the end of the week, and I'll be able to officially announce when we're going to do that. But just be ready, June 16th and 17th, the weekend of the 16th and 17th. Be prepared to come out to DC and join us. Will be me, Phenom, and the Worth My 40 Acres crew, and Rod and Karen and everybody else that we hang out with. So come out and join us. It'll be fun. As we get more information, we'll let you guys know. But just go ahead and mark your calendars now that it is happening. It's going down. So, all right, folks. Until next time, we are out of here. Peace.
and family.